Hello everybody, today I'm going to share with you these pretty unique GE Lucolux Deluxe high pressure sodium bulbs. Now these things I picked up quite a long time ago, I believe back in 2012 maybe, and they are used, but that's okay. They do both still work. Now both of these are obviously the same exact thing, so I'm going to go ahead and just set one of them aside, and we'll just take a look at, well, one of them. First off, let's go ahead and take a look at the etch here. We can see GE Lucolux LU150 for the wattage, 55 for the ballast, and DX for deluxe. Now, the first thing that tells you that this is a deluxe high-pressure sodium bulb is the short and fat arc tube. If we compare it to a standard 150-watt high-pressure sodium bulb, such as the Sylvania one here, you can see that the size of the arc tube is quite shorter than the standard one and also fatter. And they do this to, I believe, overpower the high pressure sodium arc in there to produce a whiter light. Now of course that comes at a cost. The life is shortened of these bulbs. The standard, I believe, is 24,000 hours for a standard high pressure sodium, if I remember correctly. And one of these, being a CRI corrected bulb, or increased, is about 12 to 15,000 hours. So the hours obviously are decreased because we are now running the bulb much harder than a standard bulb. And these do work on a standard 150 watt high pressure sodium ballast, such as this fixture that I have here. So there's no special ballasting equipment needed for these bulbs. But it is pretty cool to see this. Pretty rare bulb as well, from what I've found out on the internet. We can go ahead and take a look at the base here. Obviously a very nice brass base. If you're interested, we'll take a look at the date code. If the light doesn't glare on it, looks like A3G. So, I can't remember how to read that. It says it on the packaging, but I haven't done it enough to lock it into my head. So, like I said, both these bulbs are the same. Let me go ahead and bring them both up. They both look like they have about the same usage in them, so we'll put this one into our fixture here. If I can screw it in appropriately. There we go. Let me zoom in on that so we can have a better look at it. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn off some of the lights in the room here so we can have a better startup. Okay, so let's get prepared to turn this thing on. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. So it's going to have the same type of a startup as a standard high pressure sodium bulb. However, when it gets to full brightness, we will notice it isn't as deep of orange as a standard high pressure sodium bulb. It's a little bit more yellow. It's on the more yellow side than orange. So it's not perfectly white, and they did make white versions of the high pressure sodium bulbs like this, but I believe they're even harder to come by. So let's go ahead and let this thing warm up. Okay, so we're pretty much at full brightness now, and as you may be able to tell, the light is a lot more yellow than the typical orange of a high-pressure sodium bulb. Now obviously a low-pressure sodium bulb would be way orange, as it is a monochromatic light. But you can see here, and it's even more visible in person, how much more white this thing is compared to the standard light of a high-pressure sodium bulb. Now the camera does make it look yellow, or a nice gold color, but in person it is much more on the whiter side than yellow. It is quite interesting. When I first got these bulbs, I didn't really know that this is what they were. Through some chatting with a friend, he brought to my attention that this is what they were, and that's pretty cool, because when I first turned these things on, I didn't let them warm up enough. I just wanted to test them and make sure that they worked. And I guess I didn't really notice that this is how white it gets. And you can see here it's getting even whiter, and the camera is correcting for that really nicely. But yeah, it's actually really cool. Right now, it looks more like a warm white metal halide bulb than high-pressure sodium. So yeah, really cool. I do believe that they still make these high-pressure sodium bulbs to this day, but obviously they cost much more than a standard bulb. And I really hope that you can see now, as you can tell, as I've been talking here, it has warmed up, except for the Hertz refresh rate stuff that you see here, where the dark line goes through the screen. That's the mixture of the hertz of the bulb and the refresh rate of the camera. But when that isn't on the screen, you can see the accurate color, all around here. And it's gotten a lot whiter than when I first, started talking when it got to full brightness. So very, very cool. Definitely a lot more like a metal halide bulb than high-pressure sodium. Can't get over that. It's pretty unique. Anyway, I really do hope you enjoyed this video of these GE Deluxe high-pressure sodium bulbs. Also, please comment, rate, and subscribe. And thank you very much for watching. We'll let it cool down here, because that's always interesting to watch.